I dare you.
I bristle dog.
Start the recording, coward.
Record our banter, you cowards.
Like, there may have been ulterior motives to choosing the intern who just kind of does what he's told, is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of self-typecasting.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just a new guy. What do you want me to do?
Anyway, let's play a game, y'all.
Let's play a game.
Cool. I'm gonna play the music. Hello, and welcome to 19 Hits the Dragon. We've got another actual play episode for you here today, picking up where we left off last week after the session 0 of our Paranormal Inc. Series. We're getting into the game. So I know we got everybody's like names and characters and everything last time, but I do just want to do like a quick round, and then we'll kind of get into the game. So I'm your host, Mike Daniel. I'll be playing Humphrey, he, they, and Humphrey is a bookworm. And let's go to Zach.
Hey, I am Zach, aka Conan Librarian. I will be playing Eric Smith, the intern.
Always ready. Always prepared.
Oh, yeah.
Nailed it in one.
Sharp as a tack.
Pause for effect.
Yeah.
It was a pregnant pause. Everyone was curious what I would be doing if I was changing up, if I was keeping the same.
Yeah, I was on the edge of my goddamn seat.
You're reading from a teleprompter.
Waiting for the cue to switch.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Someone loaded the cues wrong in my... Yeah, I'll have to fire someone after this. Sorry.
Ironic that the intern needs to fire someone.
Yeah. Well, I'm the intern, but my temp, he's fired. I'm done with him.
Ooh, fucking temps.
Shit rolls downhill.
Yeah.
It sure does. That's physics.
Who's up next? Reed, who are you playing?
Hello, I'm Reed. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing Dr. Parsimony Dimer, aka Dr. Dimer, whose pronouns are also they, them, a student of paranormology, a word I made up.
Hell yeah.
As all the best scientists do.
Exactly.
David, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm David. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Sasha Greymatter, who's she, her, and Sasha is a ghost. She's fairly young. She was like going to go off to college. Died tragically, as of yet unexplored in the course of this. Although it may or may not have involved a theater fire on campus. Who's to say? Who's to say? But she was an aspiring sort of film student and has found a second calling here in her new unlife. She's trying to make it big on Spook Spot, our ghostly TikTok knockoff, and that's her goals. Also, just like for the record, because earlier today Emma pointed out to me that Sasha Grey is like a former porn star.
I was gonna
Was
say
that the intention? You didn't make that name with that intention? That's why I've been laughing.
We were like in the car, and I was talking about this character for the game. She's like, "Oh yeah, like the porn star," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, dog.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So and like I think starring currently in like Entourage or something on HBO.
She actually has, as far as I know, she does a lot of streaming and other stuff now. Though she's now just a
former. I think
quote.
Now she's just a
presence
star
influencer.
Yeah.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Yeah.
She dressed up as an Oompa Loompa on stream.
Oh. So very accidentally named after a fairly famous porn star. No relation.
For her.
No relation. Could you imagine? It's like name was Stormy Daniels.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
you just had to go around life.
Yeah,
Your name is
always.
Stormy
I'll be
Daniels.
playing Ronald Jeremy. Just
No, not that one.
not that one.
Not that one.
Yeah. So I guess that's my fun facts.
It's a good one. It's a good fun fact.
I like it.
Oh, jeez. Alex, let's keep this going. Who are you?
Okay,
Ooh,
I'm
fun.
Mike Daniels now.
Oh shit!
Look at me. I'm the podcast. No, hi, I'm Alex Rodriguez. I am playing Madam Nancy, whose pronouns are she, her, and she's a medium. And she's a friend to all ghosts, but an enemy to every pet.
What?
I like this new edition. I'm confused by it, but I like the choice.
I'm confused but intrigued.
I've made my own move for this playbook.
Enemy to pets. Excellent.
Madam Nancy, Pet Spain.
That's what it says on my driver's license.
Do not let near pets at all
Yeah,
costs.
yeah, it's more of a warning
away
than it is a license.
Palm readings, no pets allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, medium and exterminator of pets.
Oh god.
Wait.
Hang on.
Hold the
Exterminator,
phone.
I don't like that. That's a bit too far. So this motley crew makes up Paranormal Inc., which we've decided is a sort of like subset of a university program where Dr. Dimer and I guess Professor Humphrey teach and or study. We have also hired on a medium and an intern, and there's a ghost that's just kind of hanging out.
I'm just here to film.
Adds legitimacy.
Yeah. Tonight's mystery is called Antenna 8. So the local radio station, Antenna 8, is in trouble. Listeners hear strange voices and eerie noises throughout their broadcasts. Even the most devoted listeners have started to tune out. It's annoying at the best of times and can get outright creepy. Reports of strange paranormal phenomena linked to Antenna 8 listeners are on the rise. Companies have started pulling adverts, and legal trouble is brewing as well. Police are investigating the disappearance of a young man who told his mother he had been called on an Antenna 8 broadcast before vanishing into the countryside. The station has hired Paranormal Inc. to uncover the source of the ethereal sounds and, ideally, stop the phenomenon. One of our establishing questions, I know how to talk, I promise, is one of you has listened to Antenna 8 all your life. It's your favorite station, and it would be horrible if they had to close. Who is your favorite presenter, and what program do they host? If someone would like to draw an NPC card,
I kind of nominate Eric for being our longtime listener, first-time caller sort of situation.
Yes.
yeah, all right. And it does actually specify NPC prompt card from 6 to 10 of spades.
Okay.
So if you want to sort through your cards, shuffle them real quick, and then draw them, I guess, out of those 4.
Sure.
6, 7, 8, 9,
And
10,
while
5 of them.
while
Numbers.
you're sifting through those, I just have a quick question to pose to the group.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's legal trouble brewing here as well. Are they going to sue the ghosts? Like, what's the...
I wonder if they're going to
my
be,
God.
if people are trying to sue Antenna 8 for being responsible or somehow held liable for the disturbances.
Yeah, but there is
'cause
the
we-
rising field of
Right.
paralegal. It sues those things that are outside of the regular
Good.
legal realm, you know.
Where's my Paranormal Inc. extension? Paranormal Paralegal Inc.
Oh my god.
So,
Yeah, I'm assuming that the legal trouble is because this young man disappeared.
Yeah. I realized that.
Mhm.
I realized that a click later, but
Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah, no worries.
I would say it looks like we have 2 options. Either Eric I could be the longtime listener, first time caller, or we could do the NPC card.
No. So you are the longtime listener, but your favorite presenter is who you drew on the NPC
I like
card.
it. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Antenna 8. I like it. Yeah, Eric is always listen to it because through good times and bad, he loves mystery. He loves he just loves everything. It's what drew him initially to what he thought would be like more or less like a LARPing fan club for Paranormal Inc. and turns out is much closer to the real thing. But I will say, so it's a 6 of spades is what I got.
All right.
And that is going to be
The DJ.
Kim McCormick, the DJ. Excited, animated, an anecdote for everything. Kim is a fan favorite and always upbeat on air. Behind the scenes, should I read everything about her?
We'll get to know the rest later.
Okay.
I think so.
But yeah, Kim McCormick, crazy Kim, candy corn McCormick, always funny, always lit, always has something good. The beats she drops, the tune she picks, the story she tells. Like, I'm not saying I'm a Kim head, but like I'm kind of a Kim head.
Did you say candy corn in there somewhere?
Like it's the holiday season. She puts it on.
Yes,
Kim Candy Corn McCormick. Yeah,
I love
she,
it.
Excellent.
she always picks the right tunes. She always has the vibe. Yeah, I'm a Kim head through and through.
Excellent. Yeah, and you can shuffle that card back into the deck now, and maybe we'll run into Kim later.
Okay.
Great. So our goal as Paranormal Inc. Antenna 8 wants us to uncover the identity of the spirits haunting the station and find out what their intentions are. Ideally, they would like the spirits removed to save the station. Failing that, Antenna 8 at least needs to find a way to communicate with the ghost and convince them to be less disruptive on the broadcast. So if we can get rid of them entirely, awesome. If we can't do that, then let's at least figure out a way to kind of get them to chill. So for our next establishing question, one of these days I'm going to be able to say those words. Establishing question. On the way to the radio station, you tune into Antenna 8. What is on right now? And do you like it?
No, is that us or me? Is it just anyone?
Anyone can decide. If you want to decide, if
are we
Kim
all in one
is-
like, big van?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we're
yeah.
definitely in the Paranormal Inc. van.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Who pays for who fills the gas tank for the Paranormal Inc. van?
Ooh.
A grant, obviously.
Yeah.
right?
The university does.
Yeah. All right, fair.
Well, maybe,
Certainly. I
maybe
think
Dr. Dimer is the main driver because
Because
they
it's
are
university
specifically-
property.
It's university property, and they
Yeah.
got this through the grant. So
Like you're the only one insured to drive
yeah,
the van.
lots,
Exactly.
Right.
lots of liability issues in there.
they're not a good driver though.
But I have to pump gas every time and go in and get the
yeah.
receipt.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Eric is for sure filling the pump, but
Yeah.
we've got Dr. Dimer at the wheel. So, Dr. Dimer, what is playing on the radio station on Antenna 8 right now?
You know what's playing on the station is Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus.
perfect.
Yeah,
Classic,
I hate that
classic.
song. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one, because the next question is, do you like it? I think we probably all have our own opinions about whether we
Yeah.
like that song or not.
I've been like kind of trying to go through my head of like what voice I want to do for Dr. Dimer. I'm getting the sense of like UK probably is what I'm gonna go for. So
Okay.
I think they're an immigrant, and I think they hear this music, and they're just like, "What is this drivel?" You know, like, is this man singing? He sounds like a cat being with his tail being stepped on.
This is classic. Dirty Dan and the Dirty Dancing Hour. He plays all the classics, all the country tunes. Even if you don't like it, it's classic, Doctor. How can you not like a classic? He always picks the good ones.
The reality is that Classic Clancy's Good Time Classical Hour it plays all the better classics. This is I have to agree with the Doctor here. This is garbage.
Classic pop country is different than classic country, and it hits different and it vibes different. And I'm just saying, Dirty Dan and the Dirty Dancing Hour just has better music, madam. I'm sorry.
One of these days, Eric. One of these days, we are going to teach you real taste, Eric. But
I have taste. It's antenna 8 taste. All right.
It's awful taste, Eric. Awful taste.
Well, I appreciate the input, and I'll strive to improve, madam. He gets out his binder of manuals to scribble a note in there.
I think it's about time I change the channel. I think
Hold on. Do you all hear that though? It's something strange is coming through the broadcast, and I'm going to draw a paranormal event as is directed, and establish something about the broadcast.
Yes, Professor, that's achy breaky heart. That's what we're talking about. It's awful.
Wait.
See, I got
are you saying that this is supposed to be music?
Why, yes, in fact.
I thought it was a really aggressive podcast.
You know, for a moment there, I thought that maybe we'd left you behind at the university, but I'm so glad to see that you're still with us, Sasha.
And Sasha's face is just visible in the rearview mirror. If you turn around in the car, you can't see her, but she's just there.
That's so good.
Is it weird? I can feel her right outside the car. It's just gives me chills.
I don't think it's weird for you, but I'm just curious, Sasha. How's that unfinished business going?
Well, I did recently have a video on Spook Spot that made it to 500 views. Oh. And considering the pool of people is just everyone who's ever died, I think that's pretty good.
Well, there's more people that have died in the history of this planet than there are currently living on it.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't personally seen to that or anything, so I do know that the ceiling is higher and there's more that I could be doing, but I'm trying to make the best of it.
What's some of the trending video that's currently happening on Spook Spot?
Well, I'm kind of counter to the cultural trends of the medium, but what's popular right now is just a lot of I don't know, Franz Liszt has come back. I don't know why. He was never good. He's really big doing catchy jingles on Spook Spot.
Of course.
Interesting.
What were you saying before, Humphrey?
Yes, there's something here. Listen, and I turned the volume up on the radio just a little bit, but as I do, you hear a mechanical scream that is shrill and incessant.
Ooh.
Oh my!
I
now
think
that's my jam.
Yeah, I think as the scream kind of takes over, Humphrey jumps back and then quickly tries to turn the volume back down. But despite turning the knob down, that scream is just coming through loud and clear. And
Dr. Diver's hands are fully off the wheel and over their ears.
I don't remember this part.
Eric reaches over. I feel like Eric, while he's not allowed to drive, is the one who sits next to just kind of grab the wheel once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Take the wheel.
And then, so as we pull up, the screaming and the music fades finally, but we all hear a one last word crackling behind the static, faint but unmistakable. What word do each of us hear?
Oh, do we hear different words?
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Eric hears it sounds almost like Dirty Dan, one of the familiar DJs, but it's garbled and sounds mechanical. It sounds twisted, and it says, "Come," like he's being beckoned to the station.
I'm just gonna pick a word at random from the lyrics to "Achy Breaky Heart." The last thing, the last thing that Sasha hears is just Arkansas.
Okay, I think Nancy hears sunscreen. Sunscreen, yeah.
Like
Mysterious.
sunscreen.
Yeah.
It's
Come
scary.
Arkansas sunscreen. Off to a great start here. Great
Yeah.
start.
Right,
Come
mayonnaise.
Arkansas says. I think Dr. Dimer hears persimmons, but it also sounds twisted like a whisper, like persimmons.
Spooky. I think Humphrey hears just the last line of the song of Achy Breaky Heart, but in a kind of twisted, whispery voice. So it's, "He might blow up and kill this man."
Ooh, that's good. I didn't realize Achy Breaky was so. Yeah, that's
Well,
a
then-
deep cut.
And you don't know Billy Ray Cyrus.
No, that's true.
It's definitely
Man.
a song about a person who's had their lover cheat on them, or like
Yeah.
break their heart and then go off with someone else, and it's like they're seeking vengeance about.
Vengeance is not
Yeah.
one I realized. Eric knows.
Well, they want it, right? Like,
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
turns
Sorry,
out
Achy
that
Breaky.
Vengeful,
surprising
achy, breaky
everyone, I'm
ghost.
sure.
You know when you.
Billy Ray Cyrus is a piece of work. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you read these lyrics, they are quite. they're sinister.
Yeah.
This is our Achy Breaky Heart podcast called the Achy Breaky Heart Cast, or Achy Breaky Cast.
I am making a note, vengeful Billy Ray Cyrus, and I blame you all for this.
It's
Oh my god, are
entirely
we
my
gonna have
fault.
to fight Billy Ray Cyrus?
So we have
wish.
arrived, though, at Antenna 8, the radio station, and we have kind of the run of the place. Who would like to draw a location card and tell us where we're going first?
I'll draw a location. I hope low numbers are good. I drew a 2. That gives us.
Ooh.
We're starting off with the roof, everybody.
Makes sense that
Okay.
you work from
Yeah.
the top down.
Yeah. We want to start close to the antenna, right?
Mhm.
So
Sure.
rooftop satellite dishes. The satellite dishes on the flat roof station top seem to lean out into the howling wind as if straining to listen. And our paint the scene question. You get a strange feeling of being exposed and feeling watched up here. Why do you breathe a sigh of relief anyway? Since I drew the card, do I answer the paint the scene, or someone remind me,
I'm not sure.
or do I pass that around to someone else?
I think it might get passed around.
I think you're like in charge of the scene.
Oh,
if
yeah,
I read
yeah.
that correctly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're the
So then a random-
teller of this scene,
And then a random player answers
Mhm.
this
Okay.
question.
All right. So then I imagine, our van pulls up. We hop out. There's like a ladder on the side of the building to take you straight up to the roof, if you know where to look for it, right? It's hid behind some bushes so that,
Mhm.
local kids don't just climb up on top of the building willy-nilly, but they do anyway.
Of course.
And so we go over, we pass the graffiti there at every rung of the ladder on our way up. And atop the roof, there are these satellite dishes arrayed out. And then, of course, in the middle, there's the tall triangular structure of the antenna itself. So, Madam Nancy, you get a strange feeling of being exposed and feeling watched up here. Why do you breathe a sigh of relief anyway?
Because I look out, and while it is quite higher up than Madam Nancy's used to, and hell on the knees getting up those ladders, there do seem to be quite a few pigeons up here, and for some reason their presence, while annoying, and pigeons are the rats of the sky, some sign of life up here is at least comforting.
It's a good sign. It's a good sign. We've all made our way up here. What's everybody looking for or looking into about these satellite dishes?
Yeah, I think Humphrey might take his laptop out and try to kind of hack into the satellite feed. And see if you can get any sort of strange readings or anything like that.
Also, I'm rereading the structure of a scene bit from the book.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after we finish answering the establishing question, we need to hand it off to someone to draw one of the paranormal event cards.
Shotgun.
All right.
Here we go. All right. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. So you can read that and kind of decide when the paranormal event happens as well. It doesn't have to be right away, but it can be.
But you get to describe how it's interacting with the location, and then as a group, we sort of play out the scene and figure out what we're doing.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. I got the card. And I will let you know when it happens.
Okay.
So then, Humphrey, what were you going about doing?
Yeah, I think I want to take a bit of a risky move here to try to hack into the satellites or get a direct line in to the satellite dishes and see if I can pick up any strange behaviors that shouldn't be there.
I'm loving that. I'm vibing with that.
Cool. So I think...
Is that like a discovery move?
Yeah, I think it would be actually, because I am looking for clues.
Yeah.
I'm conducting research and looking for clues. So yeah, that's a discovery move rather than a risky move.
Right.
And I think I'm going to roll with science on that since I'm using my laptop and kind of my hacking skills. So I get a +1 there.
Are you going to use anything from your backpack or anything?
Well, I've got my laptop, so I'm using which is in my backpack.
Okay,
so
that means you get to roll with advantage if you want to mark
right?
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you use an item twice, or is it just once?
Only if you have a way of unmarking the item. So whenever you use it, it gets marked for the mystery, and then you can't use it until it becomes unmarked.
Well, I think this is probably a good place to use the laptop. For now, I may regret this later, but we'll find out.
So that means you get advantage on the roll, which is nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I rolled really well. I got a 13. So
wow.
On
12 and
a
above, you
discovery
get
move,
2 clues.
Yeah, on a 12 or above, you find 2 clues. The player responsible for the clue card will tell you what they are. I think I'll be responsible for the scene since I just
no one's picked it yet, so
okay.
Yeah.
So all right. So for clues, we have the 4 and 5 of clubs, which is something. Why, Adobe? Why are you like this? You know what?
Some good ones.
Yeah. So I think what happens is as I'm using my laptop and kind of getting into the feed, a newspaper clipping just kind of opens up randomly on a webpage. And then at the same time, there is a photograph that is maybe not quite fully not developed properly, so can't quite make all of the information out. I think the newspaper cutting or clip is maybe in regards to the purchase and like establishment of this radio station, like the building itself. Talking about when it was, maybe there was someone's house that got foreclosed on or something that had to be torn down before this building could be established. The actual radio station itself could be built. And I think the picture has it's a picture of that house, and the part of it that is kind of uncertain is there is in the front window by the front door, there's a figure there that is unclear what it is because the photo itself is undeveloped.
I like it.
Yeah, you've plugged your computer into this antenna, and I think as you start typing away, and like you get your little hacker montage, right?
Right. Yeah. On the keyboard.
I'm in the system. I'm in.
Yeah.
And then like as that happens, there's like a little doot, and like of course this web page launches, and then this photo opens up. I think like Sasha will float on over, because like I guess now that we're out of the vehicle and like we're here, like where there's ghostly activity, she's like more manifest. She like she has a form, even if it is like slightly spectral. And she'll float on over to you, Humphrey. Oh, did the ghost send you pics again?
Yeah, at least this time it wasn't a dick pic.
It's kind of it's still pretty hard to see though.
Yeah, I can't quite make out what's up with it. I think the photo was bad. The original didn't get developed.
Hey Eric, you've done like everything. Do you know how to enhance images? I was gonna take that in my second semester coursework, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of let me see what would apply here in his background. I'll say that yeah, he's done some bad photoshopping. He worked at a he's done a lot of bad Photoshop stuff just for various jobs. He's had to make a lot of flyers, so a lot of like yard sale level flyer. So yeah, I can give it a try. Yeah. Sure, Professor, I can let me see what I can do for you. A little CSI here, no problem.
Super familiar with Canva.
Yeah.
Canva, is that like MS Paint? Because I've got this, no problem.
Full faith in Eric here.
Yeah, I can sidle over to the computer and I start tapping with my 3 fingers, 1 pointer and pointer middle to see what I can do for you here. You want me to roll I'll roll, I mean, science is fine. Let me see. It wouldn't really be...
Yeah. What do you all think? Is this kind of like a follow-up discovery move, or do you think this is more of a risky move and this might like provoke the ghost if we get a clearer view of whoever's
I would
in
say
this image?
provoke personally.
I like it falling into a risky move. I think
I agree.
That's fun.
moves it forward in a narrative direction.
Yeah, this still sounds like science to me. You're using technology you're leveraging tech.
Perfect.
I'd agree.
Okay.
I concur.
Well, that's so that's real good. What's it's not like golf. We want higher, so a 3 is not great.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not.
Amazing, not amazing.
All right.
Yeah, that I get a 3.
What happens on misses in this game?
Yeah, so you can
that's a risky
if
move,
you
right?
want, take a personal haunting to make that a success, or we can be cool with the miss as well.
I'm okay to take a personal haunting. I don't want us to start. Like, I'll take a haunting because I don't want the team to start off with a beef on the first roll. Like, and plus Eric doesn't, this is his first time out with the team and he doesn't want to look bad. So, yeah, I will take a haunting.
So
Give
he'd
us
rather
the
be
trauma.
spiritually haunted
then lose face.
I
That's
literally
fine.
cannot
That is
have I cannot have one more team on my resume that I can't ref. Like, his resume's just got random on and off years that
my God,
I was just
yeah.
unemployed, where
Yeah.
he literally
Oof.
like he doesn't put people down because he
Yeah.
doesn't want them to get called.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
references are a do not call list. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Uh,
Oh, I feel you.
Okay. I am just gonna go down the list. I've got a list of 5, so I'm just gonna start at the top.
Nice.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, you can pick or choose, or go from the top.
I'm just going to go from the top here. Sacrifice. Narrate a time that the rest of the team showed a dangerous disregard for your life. Now, do I want to do this team or is it a previous team? Doesn't matter because I've said I'm kind of new here.
Yeah, I think.
It sounds like this team to me, but
Yeah,
I follow
I
your
think-
heart, man.
yeah. Maybe this is like your first outing, right? But we've done some things around the office, and maybe something
Okay.
was a little bit
Mm.
dangerous.
Oh yeah. I
So-
mean, I know that Dr. Dimer's always got weird experiments going on, so
Yeah.
it's very
Oh.
possible that you were
Okay.
involved in something that was either immediately unsafe or maybe was going to give you cancer later in life. One or the other.
So this is going to rank it up to a baseline success for you as well to your risky
Okay.
move. So yeah.
I'm gonna say I was pretty new. Really wanted to please, and Dr. Dimer said that he was testing various concoctions to help translate, to really help Madam Nancy
Mhm.
to
Ah.
kind of get more in a meditative state, right? The doctor
Amplify
is
her
boost,
reach.
boost her power, basically.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Like,
I'm
yeah.
building. I'm just imagining. I'm building her a cerebro.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, that's it.
Totally.
Yes.
It is a
100%.
bucket, but it is a real.
Yeah, and
It's a colander.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you gave him this glass of some conducting fluid to drink, and you put this colander covered in way too many high voltage wires on his head, and he sat down
Oh,
and
no.
he just, he was nervous, but he's new, and the doctor seemed really confident, and he really wanted, and he just, he lost like a day and a half, is real fuzzy, and the
Oh,
doctor
no.
assumes that, the doctor really didn't seem like he cared as much, that he may have been injured as much as it didn't work the way he thought it would.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
definitely were like thinking that this was gonna be the big thing that was gonna boost Madam Nancy's, what's the word?
Cerebral ESP.
Yeah, ESP to the next level. It was like gonna take you from a local radio station to a satellite.
Right.
Go
But
next time.
instead, I have a patch where hair doesn't grow anymore from this
Oh,
experiment.
Yeah, Eric's heart only stopped for like a minute. It was fine.
It's fine. I've got the what's it called? The cardiac arrest machine.
Yeah.
That,
Mhm. The
I clear,
defibrillator?
you clear. Yes, that thing.
And it
Yes,
ruined his
it's
favorite shirt, 2 holes where the
Very
defibrillator went
important
straight.
in in lab safety. You have to know what
Yeah.
the defibrillator is and
Okay.
what it is and how to work it.
His Weezer
Yes.
shirt is now just an Ease shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, you
So
turned out fine, and you can hide that patch of hair with with a hat.
Yep,
You know?
I've got my Paranormal Inc. hat.
Mhm.
It does not cover the patch.
No,
Not at all.
because it's just below
Yeah,
the sling
I
back
was thinking
strap,
it was one
yeah.
of those like trucker hats with like mesh on the back, right? So you can just see
You still see it.
right through it.
Yeah.
Oh god, I just want to take Eric and be like, you should unionize.
Just me. All right, so that's my my fail. My wits will go up by +1, but it moves us to a success, it sounds like.
Yes, from a total failure to a 7 to 9 success. So
Right.
So a random player
will
tell you how your actions would leave you vulnerable, and you can choose to back down or go through with the move. If you go through with it, that player describes what it looks like.
Okay.
So
So
how would
a
you all
random-
like to determine randomness?
I think we decided last time roll a D4
yeah.
and
D4?
just kind of assign around.
So tell you what, I'll
So-
roll the D4
Yeah,
since and it's Mike, David, Alex, Reed. Is Reed.
All right.
Sorry, Dr. Dimer.
Of course. Okay, so so you're looking for a clue, but you basically were trying to do this risky roll, if I'm understanding correctly, right? You're trying to
using a system I'm not familiar with and a program I'm pretending like I know how to use to enhance this weird.
Right.
thing.
Okay. We went
It's
so
going
far
to
off track. I was like,
lead
what were you doing
Yeah.
again? Right. So you're trying to enhance the picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And my job is to say how this leaves you vulnerable.
Correct.
So you're trying to enhance this picture, and you are using this program that's sort of zooming in, and it's like kind of almost a machine learning algorithm that is filling in pixels where there wouldn't normally be to allow you to like get a clearer picture. It's sort of predicting these things. And you get to where you can see the figure in the doorway of the house, and
Okay.
the figure's gone.
Mm.
And you
So
feel an icy breath at the back of your neck.
Okay.
So here you can choose to back down or go through with the move.
No, I can't let the I can't let the team down. All right.
Okay. Then
And
since you go through with it, that means Reed, you now describe what, or it says the player describes what it looks like. Is it the player who described the vulnerability or the player who took the action?
It says
No,
that player. So I
yeah,
think it's
if
the
you
person
choose
who's
to back down or
describing
go
the-
through it,
yeah.
so I get to choose what it. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go through it. I'm not. If this was a character trait for my character, never backs down for the team. Well,
So
I
wait,
think-
then does Zach do it or does Reed do it?
So I think Reed will describe what happens if they go through with
The move?
Let me
the
double
move.
check.
Yeah.
Right.
It
I'm
says,
just looking at the move reference sheet.
yeah, me too. So it says
Yeah.
That player describes what it looks like. So I think
Right.
it's the
So-
player who described the vulnerability.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
yeah, I
Reed
go
looks
through
like
with
you,
it. Like
You tell him.
I hesitate for a moment when I realize something doesn't seem right, but I keep pecking away with my 3 typers, and I'm gonna make it happen.
And then you look, and you no longer feel the breath on the back of your neck, but you see that where the doorway was empty before, now the figure is back.
Hmm.
And you see that that figure is looking at you, and each time you sort of like enhance, and a clearer picture forms, you see that the ghost is making a line with their finger across their throat at
Like
you.
it's moving with each enhancing
Yes.
frame.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you feel like an icy pick through your chest. And I think that this like takes the breath out of you, and you actually like fall over.
Yeah, like you guys see me hyperventilating as I'm doing this until
Mm.
I literally just stop breathing long enough to kind of fall away from the laptop, gasping for breath and kind of clutching my chest.
I think in that moment, the paranormal event kicks in.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you
no.
now
Yes.
suddenly hear the cacophony of every single one of those rooftop pigeons, but not just the rooftop pigeons. You start to hear it across the tops of the trees, with crows suddenly flying out, pigeons swirling above. You see off in the distance, every single bird is suddenly all in unison. Cacophony of just sounds, squawks and shrieks and movement everywhere.
Ugh.
Not to kill the mood, but you kept saying cacophony, and I wanted to say cacophony.
You keep hearing a cacophony.
You're absolutely right.
That's beautiful. I love it.
I'm very sorry.
Don't be. Never apologize for that. For the pun that was right there.
I think looking around at the swirling mass of birds and their screeching, I think Sasha will like kind of pat Eric on his head as he's sort of like blubbering there on the ground, and it's just like, wow, you did it. And she pops out her camera and like turns it to the birds, and she's like, hey Brainiacs, welcome back, it's Sasha. If you see here, this is some real shit happening. And she like pans it down to Eric, and Eric's like almost foaming at the mouth. Like, she's like, this man, through sheer force of will, has summoned a bunch of birds. Keep posted. Next time.
In the background, Dr. Dimer is sort of like, Eric, are you all right? Do you need CPR? Do you?
No, there's
Do you need the Heimlich? Are you in distress?
The picture. There was I think I did it. I think I'm gonna go check the satellites because I've accomplished all that my expertise. It's been enhanced, and he just kind of like settles himself a little bit, and he stands up, kind of brushes himself off, and kind of haphazardly like waddles over to lean against one of the satellites.
And Dr. Dimer is like, all right, let me know if you need anything. And goes over to look at the enhanced photo.
Yeah, I think Humphrey has been unfazed by everything that Eric has been doing, and maybe taken up by the swirl of birds and pigeons around us, but has now like glued onto the screen to see what can be additionally gleaned from this.
I think if unless Humphrey is still doing something.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I think in that moment, right, with the movement of the birds and the passing of it all, right, the hairs on the back of Madame Nancy's neck start to go up as suddenly she is able to sense, right, this presence of something paranormal that is not just Sasha for once, right? And it's really hard to distinguish when it's just Sasha and when it's something else. But this is one of those moments where it suddenly kicks in, right? And I think she's gonna walk over to Eric. As he's like kind of calming down, she's gonna put a hand on his shoulder. And she's going to say, now...
He jumps practically out of his shoes when he touches his shoulder.
I'm sorry, darling. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm just look, I know what you're feeling. This happens all the time. I just need you... Look. You got a little snack inside of your package?
I got... And he reaches down and he pulls out a bag of orange slices and just shoves like
That's
three of them in there, chews them rind and all. Just
I would have peeled them first, but that's all right. Okay, well, look, okay.
They're seedless. It's okay.
It's like dripping down his mouth. All right, well, that's disgusting. But okay, I feel the presence trying to overcome you, and Eric, if it's all right with you, I would like to try and communicate with this presence that has latched itself onto you. And I promise this time this presence is not...
to me, and he looks down like he's checking himself for a thing.
No, darling. No, you're fine. I'm just saying it's floating here. It's in the ether all around you. Not in a bad way. Well, maybe in a bad way, but that's what I want to
probably latch to your soul in particular.
Soul? And he crams another orange slice. He just doesn't know what to do.
That's right. You keep eating them oranges, darling.
Is vitamin C good? I feel like it's good for this.
Vitamin C's great. Vitamin C's great for the soul. Yeah. And I'd like to use... Yeah. Vitamin C and chicken soup for the soul. That's the good ones. And I'd like to use a ghostly encounters move.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. With that, so I have the move called Friend to All. So when my presence is calming to ghosts, right? That's what I'm trying to do for Eric here. So when I take the Ghostly Encounters move, I can choose an additional outcome. Now, in this instance, the interaction is not based on a personal haunting, right? It says if it is, you may choose two. So I think I can only choose one, since this is just a friend to all kind of thing. Right. And I don't have a personal haunting yet. What do you all think?
No, I think that sounds good.
That sounds, yeah.
Works for me.
Okay, then I may ask the ghost a personal question about another investigator, and that investigator must answer honestly. Okay. And I think, right, so as she does this, she closes her eyes. You hear her kind of like, she pulls out a little thing of beads, and she's kind of running them through her fingers. And she's got one hand on Eric's head, right? So it's like on his face here, right?
Yeah.
Just not really caring.
So all you can see of Eric's face, you Madam Nancy's hand, and then you just have oranges, bits coming out of his mouth.
Starts humming a little bit. Oh, spirit. Yeah, I see you. I feel you, spirit. Spirit. What exactly is Professor Humphrey looking for here?
I think, Professor Humphrey is kind of found what he's looking for.
That was easy, spirit. Thank you. Wow,
so he's,
spirit.
Well, actually, so I think. let me backtrack.
Well done,
I think
spirit. Thank you.
This
Release this boy.
somewhat related to a personal item. I don't actually remember which one of you it was that gave this to me. I think it might have been David, but Humphrey has received a note from a secret admirer. So Humphrey is actually on the lookout to determine if this is maybe related to that sort of spooky note that he received from an admirer.
Okay, right. So then Madam Nancy removes the hand from Eric's head. She says, "Thank you, my child. I really do appreciate you letting me communicate with the spirit.
I feel a lot better. My soul feels better, I think.
That's good.
It feels better, more hydrated and better.
Yeah, that's good, because that's kind of a placebo effect. I didn't really get rid of anything, but but I appreciate you being like a conduit to me, right? But yes, that is fantastic work, darling. I'm gonna write this on your recommendation.
It's worth it.
Have another orange slice, baby. It's good for you.
I ate all my orange slices, and his gallon bag of orange slices is in fact empty at this point.
That's going to be interesting later.
So much rind in his teeth.
Oh no.
Yeah, here's a napkin, darling. Here's a napkin.
Yeah,
Wipe yourself off a little.
Thanks.
So, do we think we are done with this location for now? Or we could draw an NPC card, or somebody could, or we could move on to the next scene.
I feel good with where we're at here.
Yeah, I feel good about
Yeah.
moving inside now.
What happened to the NPC card we drew earlier? That doesn't come to play in this scene?
So that
we just hold
NPC
on
was
to that?
just to determine who the DJ was, or the broadcaster that Eric was a big fan of.
Understood.
They
Understood.
might show back up later. It gets shuffled back into the
Yeah.
the deck.
So who wants to draw our next location?
Oh man, if we're unless
Who's
anyone's
going
super
for it?
eager, I'm super eager,
Do
right?
it, do it,
Do
do
it.
it, do it.
Yeah,
do it.
no,
Okay.
follow your heart.
Oh, yeah, all right, here we go. Here we go, shuffle.
So we've only found one clue technically so far.
We found
right?
2.
Or we found two. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got the picture, and then there's the newspaper clipping as well.
Picture
Right.
in the clipping, yeah.
Oh, okay. So those are two separate clues. Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
We just got them at the same time.
They came together because I rolled really well. So
Nice,
Oh, fuck yeah.
nice.
Okay, cool.
So it was just that newspaper clipping, right?
yeah.
Okay. All right. So as we're meandering and searching and channeling and freaking out on the roof, we eventually find the door to the actual stairwell into the building. Right? You literally look over and it's the ladder we all climbed up, and then the stairwell's right there. And we go down into the stairwell, come out, and we come out right into a conference room and some offices. What you see before you is a cluster of office boxes separated by mobile pin boards. These line the walls of this large room, and at the center is a conference table sprouting a tangled mess of phones, power cables, and adapters. So here's the paint the scene question. You overhear the tail end of a conversation in the sputtering coffee machine in the corner. At the sputtering coffee machine in the corner, not in it. That's weird. What?
That would be super spooky though.
Spooky, right? What was the topic of the conversation? I'm going to roll the D4 here. Mike Humphrey.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the. Can I pull an NPC card maybe to determine who we are?
Yeah, I'd love that.
hearing?
Oh,
And
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes
that
sense,
sounds great.
actually.
Yeah.
I think that'll help me.
Add some more context.
Yeah.
Maybe even two
So-
NPCs because conversation, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe they were on the phone, but it could be two
Oh, yeah.
people
Oh.
talking to each other.
Well, it's a conversation
Right.
at the coffee machine. So I
Okay.
think a
Okay,
conversation
so
between.
I'll draw 2. So
Yeah.
that's.
Got
Let's see here. All right. Okay, so a 2 and a 7. So let me read through this real quick. Okay, cool. So we have Ben Townsend, the dog's body. Intense, quiet, constantly staring into your eyes. He is an intern at Antenna 8, hoping to make his way into an on-air job. And then
Ben, is that you?
The dog's body. It says
He
there,
was- he
right?
did
in the
have a
description.
yeah,
Dog's
dog's
body.
body.
That's such a dumb joke.
Good night, everybody. We're done here.
Bark twice if you're there, Ben.
God.
You didn't say human intern.
Yeah, I did not. And then there is also alongside Ben is Mary Ann Zhang, the podcast host. Astute, inquisitive, likes to joke. Mary has done all sorts of podcast shows over the years, but most with a bent towards the macabre or weird. Real crime, local legends, unsolved mysteries, and ancient aliens. So, what are these two talking about then?
Right, so you're
think-
catching a conversation between intern and podcast host, right?
Mhm.
Employee, potential employee, maybe.
Yeah.
What do yeah, what do you hear? What do you hear is the last tidbit of this conversation as we round the corner?
Yeah, I think so. It's Mary Ann is kind of harping on Ben for noises that got picked up during her recording, and Ben is like trying to basically hold his own and say, you know, he wasn't responsible. He was not in the broom closet next to the recording booth. Like, whatever noise was being made, it wasn't him. Nobody was in there. You know, stuff like that. And Mary Ann is just seems to be intent that it was Ben and that he seems to be responsible initially, but I think she'll say you know, something like well, maybe this place really is haunted. I guess it was probably just the ghosts that were fucking with my recording then, huh?
Right, so we round the corner and you hear that last bit, right? What's all these noises? Maybe it is something have to do with the haunting of the building. And you see they both kind of shrug. They look at each other and what can you do, right? Business as usual nowadays at Antenna 8.
Mm-hmm.
And you see she throws away what's left of her coffee and Ben just takes another drink of his as she walks off back to her office, probably start planning out her next show.
All right.
So we find ourselves here in these conference rooms and offices, right? What are we hoping to start with?
Well, I kind of Eric would like to approach Ben because I'm going to say right now, Eric hates Ben. This is the internship he didn't get at his favorite radio station.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
absolutely.
He saw Ben walk in after he walked out of his interview.
Yeah,
right.
like
Sure.
he was like, I'm pretty sure I did all right, and then he was coming back to follow up the next day, and he saw this other guy who had been sitting there, like they had idle talk while waiting to be called in. So,
and real quick before we get to this interaction, and I'll be playing Ben, but someone should draw a paranormal event, maybe David or Sasha or Dr. Dimer.
I will draw one for Sasha.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So Eric, you approach Ben, and I think he is like looking at you, just staring, maybe not staring daggers, but staring very intently, creepily over his cup of coffee as he's just kind of sipping it and making direct eye contact with him. And he's like, "Hey, what's up?"
yeah, Ben. Well, I don't know. Maybe you could tell me. It sounds, you know, you weren't the one who did it, and it sounds like you really weren't, but I mean, listen. And Eric leans in close and he says, I know you and we know things happen that sometimes other people don't see because they don't want to see. They don't pay attention to the little details because they have people like us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, congratulations again. I don't think I said it very well the first time. Congratulations again on the internship. I mean, I'm real happy with obviously my crew and my internship, and you really missed
like
out.
A nice gig you got going on over there.
It's a kid. He scratches this bald patch on the back of his head. He goes, it's you know, it's a gig. So listen, I think you and I know something else has been going on here. What else have you really noticed that maybe they haven't been listening to you about? So can I mean, I don't know if you could just tell me as an NPC. I think I would treat this as a discovery move, or
yeah,
this,
trying to get some clues. Okay,
agreed.
With, would this be
wits?
then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I get a +2 to that because I ate it real good up on the roof. That was my personal haunting. Gave me a +1 to my wits.
Nice.
So,
Very good.
hey, there you go. That's a 10.
Ooh, nice. So you find a clue. Who wants to be responsible for the clues?
Dr. Dimer, I think is.
Sure.
Yeah, Dr. Dimer,
I'll
go
go
for
with
it.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which ones are the clues?
So
The clubs.
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 No, hold on.
Scratch that clue. That was a bad one.
Thank God.
It's a 4.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. We're
clubs.
supposed to.
Oh, you're
that's
totally
fine.
fine.
We can
All
edit.
right.
It's fine.
Gotcha. No worries. Okay. Sorry, I'm taking a second to find
No.
the prompt. Is it
No.
the first thing in the?
I think it
here
could
we
be any of, because each one looks like it has a few.
Yeah,
so
so you
a
can
group.
Yes.
you get to decide which of those options is the clue.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, I was looking at paranormal events and not the clue. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Oh, actually, I think we drew a 4 already, so we should have done this beforehand.
Remove the
removing the
4.
cards that have already been drawn. So
Oh, okay.
So
we'll
does that
actually
one?
need to draw again?
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
4 and
get rid
5
of the-
should get removed from everybody's clue deck real quick.
Oh, okay. That's
Alright,
the
cool,
spade
cool.
or the club? That's the
It's
spade.
clubs.
Club.
Clubs.
Oh, clubs. Well, I was holding the wrong one anyway, so that works
Oh.
just fine.
There we go.
Okay, so let's try. There we go. 10 of
Sorry.
clubs.
There we go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
was
that-
gonna say your
That's
your
right.
camera
Readable.
is a little bit.
There we go.
Awesome. Okay.
10 of clubs.
All right. Let me
So
look at these.
why don't
real
we
quick.
go ahead and write in the chat as we're
Yeah.
doing this what you've
Mm.
pulled, so we can.
Yes,
Good
that
idea.
makes
That's a good
more
idea.
sense.
Yeah.
And we can
Mhm.
shuffle
So-
up as well.
So we pulled. What was it? A 7 right now. I just wrote a
It
bunch
was
of
a
10.
10.
There
for
we
the
go,
clue.
okay.
Cool.
Okay.
10. Oh, that's weird. That was both the 7 and the 10 were on the top of the deck that I would have drawn from. Perfect. Or both of those. Creepy.
So you're still talking to Ben?
Yes.
Yeah.
His name? Okay. And you're, but who's actually doing the investigating? Sorry.
So I'm doing the
Eric is.
investigating.
You're doing
Eric
Eric
investigating.
has
right.
asked Ben for some
Oh, yeah,
information or
Okay.
Yeah.
something.
Like,
Right,
what
right.
has he
What's been-
seen
what's
or
been
heard?
seen or heard? Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I see.
maybe
Yes.
I might even have it on me,
right.
Cool. Yeah.
depending
Just
on
wanna make
what
sure
it
that
is.
I understand, because these I want to be able to.
Because it's the little people don't always get heard, you know?
That's true.
It's true. Yeah.
Gosh, this one's kind of hard. Okay, because one of these I don't actually know what it is. Which I didn't think I was like, I didn't think I was that young, but maybe I'm too young to know what this is. Can I just tell you guys really quick what it is?
Yeah.
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 Listen,
The hell being me?
Alex already knew
Um,
offhand who Sasha Grey was, so you can't really identify yourself
Yeah.
as anything that's so.
That's
Something old or
true.
pervy, I got you beat. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
don't worry.
I copped to
I
that
don't
pretty
even-
quickly.
You know, like, I'm usually one of the older people in the groups I'm with, but a matchbox with a blinking electronic chip inside beeping softly in irregular intervals is one that I kind of thought would be the most interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like, I thought a matchbox was a box of matches.
It is. So this is
so
An empty
like-
one.
it's an empty. This is weird because it is just a
Oh.
matchbox that shouldn't have, but does have.
Okay, I was like,
blinking,
is that
yeah.
some slang for something I don't understand?
All right,
You can't
Grandpa
say that on a
Perv, what do you got,
podcast.
very
Alex?
unusual.
Yeah.
So
It's like
definitely
that
understandable
or the
that you were
cassette
confused.
player that I'm kind of in between here.
Okay, well,
But
I
I
mean,
don't
I-
know. Yeah.
The matchbox sounds interesting. I think the cassette player makes more sense since we're like in a radio station, right?
yeah,
Also, we just had like complaints of something bad happening during the podcast.
Mhm,
And so like this might be related to that. Like maybe there was a cassette that was supposed to run something and then didn't. Or
Right.
something like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
ideas.
I think I know. I think I'll go with cassette. I like that.
Okay. So
Say. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
What
So
were you gonna
I was just gonna say if Eric is asking Ben, what he's found. So I think Ben would say, yeah. So I think there's been all kinds of weird stuff going on, man. Just yesterday, or I mean, even earlier today, while we were recording with Marianne, like there was a tape that was in the deck. I actually got the tape right here, but it was supposed to have like stuff on it, like her that she had told me to load up to play during her recording, and it was just blank.
And
Instead of,
I mean, not to say obviously anything about your skills, not that I would have done better or anything, but you're sure like it was loaded, it was
it was in there, right? It was playing, it was on the right, side A where the recording was supposed to be. I didn't, there's not like magnets around that I could like, wipe the tape with or something like that, man. Like it was the tape that she handed me, and I put it right into the thing, and then now it's nothing. And even when I listen on another deck, it's like it's just nothing.
Can I have it? I just, I've got a few specialists here in the crew. Maybe
I guess if you guys are the ones that are like, doing the investigating into the weird shit that's going around, then here, like, and he'll fish into his pockets and hand over a cassette tape.
Okay. Eric eyeballs it expertly, not knowing whatsoever what he should be looking for in a paranormal sense. Just, this is a tape.
Yeah, and I think it's got written on it like adhesive Scotch tape is stuck to it with a pen or like a marker written on it,
like the track notes for the podcast.
Right. It's probably it even is like eyewitness paranormal event, or maybe like alien encounter.
I like alien encounter.
Yeah, eyewitness to an alien encounter. But the tape is it's clearly like one of those that you record from a handheld recorder, like getting someone's interviewing someone or whatever. It was supposed to play during the podcast, and
Marianne's podcast, This American Haunting.
Yeah.
Good.
The episode
So
titled
that's
"So
the
I
tape
Married an
that you
Alien."
Whoops.
Could happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Question then. So Eric, you received this tape. Do you like give it to either Dr. Dimer or maybe Professor Humphrey, who might have like something to put it in? Like basically, do you try to load the tape into a device?
I give it to whoever. I walk it back to the crew, to whoever would be more apt to have something technological on them, or as like, well, first let's decide, who do you think has one of those? Who has the cassette player in this bunch? Someone would have it,
or is that maybe a tool that Madame Nancy has?
Oh man, do I?
Anyone could have this, probably. Like we're a spooky investigation squad. Somebody has a cassette
definitely.
player.
My immediate,
so my thought. Oh,
yeah,
you
go for it.
Oh,
No.
I was gonna say that like probably the van is old enough to play cassettes.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
my thought.
It is a grant-funded university vehicle. It's old as hell. That thing has a tape deck.
Oh
in it.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So then I think it's as we're heading to the doorway, as we like go to grab the knob to head down, like take the stairs this time to head back out to the van and test this cassette. I think Madam Nancy, you like rest your hand on the knob, start to turn it, and we're in this room full of like wires and cables, and there's like a projector that's like half running, like it's like got that blue screen, the little logo bouncing around on the wall, and of course lights above. And as you touch that doorknob, everything shuts off. all of the hum that we were hearing, all of the lights that we were seeing. This is our paranormal event, by the way. All of these electronics shut off. And I think notably to like the doctor, probably you have like a variety of electronic tools and devices on your person, and everything electronic in this space shuts off.
Whoa.
I think
and you hear Sasha, who's like one of the only things giving off light is like her glowing faintly in the corner with her phone out, and she's like, hey, it's not,
even the ghost phone doesn't work.
What?
Does anybody have a charger? I think my phone died.
Just not even realizing the rest of the room is dead too.
I don't have a phone charger, but Sasha, could you bring your light over here, please?
Sure. And she just sort of like hovers over. Like I'm sort of has anyone here seen Hilda on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the Maras, the teenagers who were like the ghosts?
Yeah.
And like specifically, there's like the one teen Mara who like she sort of like folds her legs in behind her and just kind of like hovers places.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That is the energy that Sasha has. She doesn't walk anywhere. She just sort of like floats over, and so yeah, she sheds a little bit of light to your situation.
I guess like with this, I want to take out my UV flashlight, because I presume that while it is like it's battery powered, so it shouldn't necessarily be unusable, even with this like EMP pulse, I presume.
Well, with emergency flashlights like this, it could be one that's actually rather than having a battery, it might be you shake it to charge it.
Yeah,
it's actually like got a mechanical.
Right. Yeah, I have cranks on everything.
Cranks for days.
I'm like, don't worry, I've got something for this. And I take out my crank it flashlight and I'm just like cranking it on. And I keep cranking as I like point it at places. So I have this UV flashlight. I'm trying to see if I see like any fingerprints, scratches, or anything else that would show up under UV light in this room that would tell us, is there a ghost here? Right now?
So would that be ghostly or would that be
I think that's
discovery?
Discovery.
It
Sounds like a discovery. You're looking for clues, right? So
yeah.
And would that be science? Or
that's intuition, right?
Intuition, maybe.
This is like looking for ghostly artifacts, or do you think you're using your more science, using your tools? What do you think?
I mean,
it's using technology. Sorry.
Yeah, like I guess I would say that it really could go either way, but I think that I'm trying to use the scientific method here.
I think it's science because you're doing paranormology.
Exactly.
Scientific, like
yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So that is a 12.
Wow, that's another 2 clues.
2 more clues.
Do you want to deputize someone else to draw clues for you?
Yes, that would be dope. Who would like to be deputized? Conan has the cards out.
I'll draw some clues.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, can you please draw some clues for me?
Yes. That is a 6.
Awesome.
Right. And you get to pick them from the list.
Yeah.
Selecting.
I'm gonna do.
And you get 2 clues, right?
Yes.
So
draw
do
2.
you pick 2 of the options from 6, or does he draw another card?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, that will save our numbers, which might be good.
True.
Okay, so 2 of the options on the card you draw.
Okay.
Sure.
Up to you. Dealer's choice.
I'm gonna draw 2 because I like these. There are 2 I really like.
Nice.
Out of one of the stacks, so there are all these stacks, there are computers, there are all these things. Your UV light definitely picks up. There's a USB thumb drive sticking out of one of these PCs. Now the clue says it's a USB stick wrapped in a bloody sock. I don't know how big this USB drive is. To have a full
wrapped.
It's just a very small sock.
I'm gonna say like
Even more disturbing.
like I'm gonna say some sort of bloody cloth thing, like maybe the neoprene wrapping on it is blood soaked, right?
Yeah.
And so of course that showed up on the UV.
So it shows up on UV because
Yeah.
otherwise it was just a black USB drive.
Right.
And the other thing you see is I'll even say sticking out of the same computer, there's the edge of this picture also catches the light. And as you go over, you don't really notice it until you're about to pull this USB drive. You see this piece of paper, and as you pull it out, it's actually an autographed picture of Marianne. So she's written her name on it, but her eyes have been poked out of the picture.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are the two clues.
Woo!
What was it you were seeing on the walls again with the flashlight? Was it like scratches or just blood?
Oh, I was
There
just
was
saying
a
I was
bloody-
looking for any kind of blood or like fingerprints, like any kind of, because stuff like that will show up on a UV, right?
Right.
Or supposedly.
So I think right, the lights like go out. Right, everyone kind of has that freak out moment. Sasha's
Right.
asking for her charger. She comes over. You get out your flashlight, crank, and you point it over at the north wall, and you start to notice some small specks of blood. Right, far side of the conference table on the wall, and you walk on over, and they lead down slowly. They lead down right, bit by bit, start to populate more and more behind this piece of like furniture, these like these shelves, right? So I think right, we all like move it out of the way, and behind there, right, is that wrapped up, right, almost like in a hole in the wall, right,
Ooh.
scratched into it. You pull it out, and there it is, wrapped in this cloth is this USB with that photo of Marianne.
Ugh, like in the same little cubby
In the
hole.
same
Yeah.
little
Oh,
like
yeah.
chewed out hole in the wall,
Super
right?
creepy,
And it's just
Oh,
surrounding
yeah.
it. It's glowing, right? So you know that concentration of washed up blood was there. Was there.
And Dr. Dimer immediately takes out some blood sampling, like tissue sampling kits, and starts like scraping the walls, going, "Oh, this is going to be great for my for assays later. You know, I'm sure we'll be able to get very valuable information from this." And is like totally nonplussed about the situation. Oh, by the way, I found this USB and a picture. Eric, can you come over here? Make sure you put on some gloves and put them into the sample bags. Be sure
Yeah.
not to touch them with your real fingers, or you're going to mess with the results later.
Eric is gonna take out his multi-tool actually that he carries to make sure that he doesn't like actually touch anything, because also God, he doesn't want to touch anything. He very like I imagine you offhandedly just kind of you put it behind you and wave it at him until he, like, he grabs it out of the
Eric.
air. Like, just,
Baron, take
but
it, please.
he delicately grabs it to place it in a sample bag.
Place it in the empty orange peel bag.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, you can't do
Oh,
that.
no.
That's going to mess with the evidence. No,
He turns it inside out, so it's he turns it inside out, so it's
Perfect.
juicy on the outside, dry on the
Fine.
inside,
Fine.
and he lowers
Fine.
it just into
My
this
God.
bag.
Eric, I
Yeah.
swear, I told you a million times you have to bring clean Ziploc bags for sample bags or any
It's-
paranormal samples that we may come across, such as ectoplasm, blood, other untoward things.
I had all that, but then I
round.
had to make room for if you'd like a Capri Sun, or I have some power bars. I understand. I thought maybe we
Why
were
don't you
going out
just-
and it'd be late, and sorry, doctor. I'll
Well, I'll let it go this time.
he
But,
opens
you
his
know,
manual to write more
sample
notes.
bags are very, very important to my work.
Sample bags. Got it, doctor.
Mhm.
Okay. Better next time.
I
Better
think
next
as-
time.
Thank you, Eric.
I think as all of this is happening, Ben is still standing next to the coffee machine.
Just
He has
drinking
not
it
moved.
sterile.
He hasn't moved at all, but he's like rigid with fear, though. I think of like doesn't understand what the hell is happening. The lights went out, like there's something maybe bloody and hidden behind one of the shelves, and he's just like, anybody want like a cup of coffee, or I could go with like get some. Can I help in any way? And he's like rattling off a list of things that he could run and get for everybody, and just like having a mild panic attack in the corner. Right?
Can I ask, can Ben see Sasha?
Okay. So here's a little homebrew thing I was thinking about earlier.
Yeah.
I think that unless you've been like fairly long-term exposed to a ghost, it's otherwise very difficult to like see, interact with, really process their presence.
Unless the ghost is like haunting them.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're being specifically haunted, that might be different. But I think if you are specifically haunted at that point, now like a part of you has kind of like been like a dam has broken, that's been unlocked to you.
Right.
And now you can have these interactions kind of with any ghost that's sort of manifest. I don't think he's aware that.
Yeah.
I think maybe he can tell like there's a little bit of light coming from somewhere in the room, but that'd probably be as much as he would get.
Probably very confused by everyone else like talking to this voice that like,
talking to this I'd like to imagine
not there at all.
I like to imagine that Ben just thinks that Dr. Dimer's pet name for Eric is Sasha.
Excellent.
I will say
Ben's like he's like shaking and like anybody needed help.
Yeah. Ben is like midway rattling this off when with a snap, like all the lights come back on and machines start humming again, and Ben has disappeared.
Oh,
what?
Ben!
Oh my. We've got at least a category 4 on our hands here, I think.
Do you think he went to get the bagels he mentioned?
I don't believe so, Sasha.
That's a fast moving, like, I get why he got the job. Holy crap.
That's some real paranormal activity if I have ever seen any.
Yes, certainly. Humphrey will chime in now that Ben
do we want I think maybe we could see from the sprinkle of blood that like part of it also maybe led into the hallway off of this room. Do we want to go and investigate a new location?
I think instead of going back to the car to listen to the tape, we can maybe do that when we're getting ready to like try and put everything together and theorize.
Yeah.
So we'll hold on to the tape for now and go check out what else is going on here. Hey listeners, thanks so much for tuning in today. A huge thank you as well to all of our guests. Check out the show notes for ways on how to follow them and hear what they're up to. You can stick around after this outro to hear a trailer for Sasha, aka David's podcast, Trials of the Apocalypse. Music you hear in this mystery is Sad Strings by Ivan Dutch. You can hear more of Ivan's music at ivandutch.com. If you're enjoying the mystery so far, be sure to come back next week for the unbelievable conclusion, we'll say. And in the meantime, you can leave comments, ratings, reviews, whatever you can, wherever you get your podcasts. The best way, of course, to help out the show is to go out and tell 19 of your closest friends. Thanks again for tuning in. Everybody take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And we'll see y'all next time when 19 hits the dragon. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is David, the host of Trials of the Apocalypse, an improvised fiction anthology podcast using Powered by the Apocalypse game frameworks. And this is a cry for help. You see, I tell concise, independent story arcs with a rotating cast of friends and guests, but things always go off the rails. A simple game of retired grannies solving murders uncovers a bird-themed high school cult. A mundane group of ghost hunters on a train becomes party to war crimes at the heart of a burgeoning civil war. A cosmic hunt for a dangerous space anomaly devolves into a planet-wide group chat booty call. And what's worst of all is, I kinda love it. And I think you just might too. Just search for Trials of the Apocalypse in your favorite podcatcher. I'll see you there.